rounds for his team almost daily. Like, he is a fantastic player, and I'm a bit of a Shadow fanboy, I'll be honest with you. But here we go. We are going to see again mid control. Who would have guessed it? Angel is a man who loves going aggressive. Now, playing an Astra might change that a little bit, but we saw in the last map, not always the case. And in fact, it's actually Vitality going straight for that fight. Zipan's gone. However, they have surrendered A.
Oh yeah, these guys are taking the fight to them, but it always comes at a cost. If you're strong somewhere on the map, well, then you're weak somewhere else. And it looks like FPX have found that weakness, got on the side, and they've got the plant. Now for Vitality, they can be comfortable in playing off on this retake. Brahms, I think he thought that was his teammate for a second. That was very odd. He's like looking at him with the knife out going, wait, that's Astra? We're not running Astra this time, guys, are we? So now the blast pack on the side. Dimasic, he's in a good spot to catch them off guard, but even despite the distraction, Jessamyn's able to get the kill. Down to a 1 versus 3, and Shadow on 20 HP doesn't stand a chance. Well done round for Vitality, and 3 players alive at the end. Great pistol.
Yeah, and I like the fact that I think there's a lot of teams that when you play up against a squad like FPX, some of your normal strategies will be like, oh, well, we can't do that. Like, you know, they're FPX. They've got a good, they're really, really good team. They're a top 2, as we've sort of mentioned within Europe. We got to be a little bit more careful. Vitality go, nah, let's push mid in the pistol. Let's push mid. We know that Angel likes to play there. Let's try and take that position away from them, disallow the lurk from Zipan, and then after that point, they had very quick rotations to wherever they wanted to go. So I want to see more of that. I think they need to try and disorientate FPX if they're going to have a chance in this match.
I think that's a fair call. If you're Vitality, that 1-0 lead is valuable. Defensive side, let's see what they can disrupt them with a Bucky in the hands of Brahms. He goes out, frenzy, looking for the fight up close and wins it, dashing away, and now here comes the Bucky play. They won't be ready for it after seeing the frenzy early on. They've heard one outside. They know that that ult orb is being toyed with, and they're going to wait for it to be tapped again, I presume, or for someone to make noise to swing, spotting out that no one's there. FPX now group up and then fall back. I like it. I think they made a bit of noise in B main there as well. They double stepped up towards the alleyway, had Zipan holding it, and now they've just shifted back to mid to try to take these fights.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Mitch, but this is pre-nerf Bucky. So this is as scary as a Bucky may ever get. And there is Brahms ready and waiting. Vac alongside him. This is going to be a deadly duo that I'm looking forward to watching in this match. And there you go. Bucky is pretty strong here today. And 2-0 for Vitality, keeping that one nice and clean as well.
He's like floating on a cloud as well, you know. With Jet, obviously, when you jump and hold the jump button, you can glide down softly. So I love this. You can see him here. He jumps up, takes the first kill, and then he just floats back down. Very peaceful on his cloud, and then firing a shotgun. I feel like the sound's
not the right sound, though. It needed to be like a as he shot, rather than as it just backs away. It doesn't.
Should change just for the animation. Perfect. Oh, that camera, I love this camera. It spots so much. Zipan, he's going straight through and eventually finds the kill. Another well-placed flash. Gotta give credit to our Breach players. And that's Shadow, allowing him to get that kill and not just be destroyed. Running away and healing. Oh, caught on the wall. Loki, he's missed the angle, and that's going to cost him his life. A 3 versus 4 now as FPX get the site, and the retake is going to be pretty tough. Brahms, though, runs in at 2.
Yeah, this is a round again where a lot of it comes down to making things costly, but they're bringing it into a position where it's winnable. Vac picking off one. However, Xiao on the site has made things nigh and impossible. Really? He's going to pick up the Bucky? Okay. I respect the attempt. That would have been a play and a half if it worked, but I feel like Zipan might have been frowning a little bit. Like, try that against me? Really?
Yeah.
No.
So Zipan's peak, I think, was based off the sound cue of the weapon being dropped, but then he is even happier to find that it was a blast pack on the floor. Look at that. Perfect timing. Yeah, Sander made some good space, though. He crapped out a spawn. He got down the alleyway. It was just being watched, though, so there wasn't a chance. FPX 2-1. They're down, but they're right back in the game. And with the Vandals, the 5 Vandals in play, the Zipan's going to go for it again. They flash another. He manages to make it up top this time, destroy the camera. And they've got a lot of space gained. The A side is completely theirs. And if anybody tries to peek out of heaven, well, they're going to run right into Zipan, which is well, not really what you want to do.
Already, almost a full retake coming into effect here for the side of Vitality. These are the positions that FPX seem their strongest. The after plant ready. They have the lurk around as well from Shadow to try and garner extra control. It does seem like they know he's there. He's been pinged on the map, and actually Vac's gonna jump straight in. The showstopper picks off one, and the trade's actually going in favor of Vitality, at least for the moment. It's left down to Angel, and it's the quad kill. He may be almost hamstringed a little bit playing that Astra, but it seems like it doesn't affect him much.
Anybody questioning why Angel plays Reyna anymore, or why he did it that one time? Go ahead. Yeah, that was pretty unbelievable. The 4K from backside. I do love this. Vac fires, and he's like, he's dead. I'm not even gonna worry about it. It's the confidence there.
The no look.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not even gonna look at you as you die. You know, cool guys don't look at explosions. But also that weapon switch from Loki, I actually think it was kind of smart. He dropped down, he was very low on ammo, and he swaps to a weapon that can one-shot headshot on range. Just the timing. Angel peeks out. He's such a confident guy, and in that fight, it paid off tenfold. 2-2 tied up as Vitality now play with pistols. And I think when you're Vitality at this point, you can afford to play a little bit more aggressive. You can try to get in their face and upset them. But in the early round, that hasn't worked out. Looks like B main's going to be attempted as well.
Oh, this is the paranoia push. Oh, from center. See you later, Shao. But you do have at least Angel looking to try and pick up the pieces. Maybe trying to clear some of these aggressive spots around B main, but they've already retreated. They didn't get any of the weaponry, unfortunately. A little bit too deep from Shao to do anything about it. Okay, Jesmond as well. Maybe we've got a few new heroes coming in for the Sheriff.
It could be. I said I've known Jesmond a little bit, been keeping track of him certainly since beta. I think he used to play, if it is the same Jesmond, he used to play back in Battalion as well, and back in COD, and you're seeing he's got that skill, that's for damn sure. FPX struggling now with a man disadvantage. They've got weaponry, but pushing out onto any side is pretty tough at this point. 3 stars about to come back online for Angel. He can put them wherever he wants, but he's going to take the fight straight away. Now the stars go down, blocking out the backside. Flash comes in, but it doesn't blind Sender, and he almost gets more. That Bucky not quite quick enough. Eventually falling and leaving it all onto Jesmond. Poor old Jesmond walking out to sight. Shot not connecting. 10 seconds left. They've got to go for that spike plant. He makes it out of the cage, but he makes a little bit of noise as he does so. The plant goes down. The shot is good, but only for one. And another 4K from Angel, back-to-back, closing out rounds by himself.
Yeah, he gets stunned by the Nova Pulse, but it actually does very well. And in isolation, that round from Vitality is fantastic. It's taken multiple 4Ks out from Angel to just get these rounds over the line. The thing is, though, these are the sort of rounds that you almost feel like if Vitality are going to be able to battle versus FPX, you want to see them stealing. You want to put the pressure onto FPX. Instead, they'll breathe a sigh of relief once the round is done, but ultimately, they've still taken it.
Pulling them in.
Start of this round sees mid-aggression again be a fairly important feature. I do like the early usage of some of these pulls. I think they just make you give up a lot of control, because when you know that there's, for example, a raise grenade that could come around the corner at any moment, it's very threatening to stay inside or stay near one of those. You could be taking splash damage, or even worse, the timing for Sender! He gets it off in time, no one taking him down, another smoke in play, but they haven't managed to stop them on the push out. These players are already on site, and Sender's forced to teleport out of there. Shadow step in towards the spawn. Dimisic good for one. Here's the reload and gets a second. Oh my god. How did he get away with that? The heal even going to come in, and he's back to full health.
That's CIS aim. It's never going to go anywhere. Such ridiculous individual skill on this FPX roster, and I think the rest just have to save. Like pulling off this retake now, especially with the amount of control that was garnered from FPX. Like, you're slowly watching Zipan just go, oh, don't worry, guys, I've got ropes. Like, there's no way you make it through this round. More importantly as well, you got Brams on the operator. And, well, we've spoken already about the price of this weapon. It's something that can completely hamstring your economy. It can destroy you from the inside if you're constantly having to try and repurchase this or save cash to be able to buy it. And you want Brams to have a gun at all times. This is someone who can definitely take over the map. So, for now, there will be a 4th on the board. FPX again, they've been one of the best teams on this map, and I feel like it's more down to their attacking side, Mitch. I feel like we've seen a lot of strong defensive sides on Split from the beta all the way to now, but having a good attack, that's more of a nuance.
You know what, Tom? Let me be frank for a second. Or I'm Frank, sorry. That push from Dimisic, it's like, most of the time that doesn't work, because down to even timing, you heard the shadow step back into spawn, you know the rotates are underway, and your decision to walk through the smoke, it's a head scratcher. It's not one that you expect, but it works so well just because of that. Because why would they don't expect, you've got the sight, you haven't, there's no man advantages, you don't have to play aggressive, and Dimisic's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Like, did they just pull him off rafters? Did that just pull him off the rafters? I think it did. Either that or he decided to drop and back off to spawn, which is possible. I don't know. We need to see it from sight. But if that's a black hole to pull people off rafters, I'm blown away.
Well, they're looking again to try and play this retake. They've invested fully into this round, but utility-wise, there's not a whole lot. Nice work from Center, though. He's going to be able to reclaim B main, and it seems like Zipan's caught sleeping, not looking in the right direction. Already, this retake starts off strong. The paint shell's thrown into the corner, also with a boom bot. They know there's players there, but they bypass Angel, and he's going to spray down 2 players. Again, the impact of this man is unmatched by anyone. What is this from Shadow? Was that a flex? Like, you can't even hit me, you're so blind.
He had his knife out. I think he might have hit it by accident as he was pressing the button to flash. So he flashed, and it just switches to your last weapon. He's like, wait, because he was aiming right at him, like, why isn't it shooting?
Pew, 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 pew. Oh, wait.
I have lasers in my eyes. Like, that was so weird. Gave me a little heart attack. Oh, man, Tom. Well, that was 5-2 now. FPX, they're just dominating. And Angel, I don't know how this guy finds so much space. You know, we spin the narrative at the start that, oh yeah, you know, when you're playing Astra, probably in the early rounds, you're a little bit more passive. And it's the same thing we used to say about Brimstone, right? Most players will probably do that, but Angel? Nah, dude. He's the entry frag in Brimstone, and he's making it work on Astra as well. I love it.
I think as well, we can almost put down 3-round victories to him alone.
Yep.
Like, there's 2 quad kills. That was now a triple kill, and the 2 impact kills as they get back into the site. Without him, I would say they lose it. So, yeah, leading by example is a phrase we use a lot when talking about Angel, but the fact is he's just cracked at this stage. Like, it doesn't seem like anyone can do anything to match up to him at this point. And, well, this round at least, Sheriffs once again. Probably the closest round they had was based off the Sheriff coming out, Jesmond doing a lot, and Zipan sneaking his way into ropes. I feel like he's almost taken more of the role that we saw from Angel previously, of just garnering that control, being allowed to play the lurk a little bit more, but Vac does well. There goes Shadow. Again, the proactive response working, and the timing might be perfect for Jesmond.
Oh, wow, the timing, the shots as well, at least for the first, and damage done to Angel. This could help Vac out a lot, or maybe even Brams. No, he's whiffed and he's out of there. No presence towards B heaven, so they rotate to A. But that's exactly what FPX have done. Oh no, Dimisic. How many players caught with knives and utility out, but punishments seem to be few and far between. Angel spots out a player on backside, gives his life for that info. Shot not hit by Sander. Oh no, they were blinded up. Luckily, Loki's getting it done, and with Dimisic left alive in a 1v3, it was done and dusted. Vitality, they've made it happen, even with the weaker weapons. I have to say though, Tom, kind of upset. I thought my Frank joke would make you laugh more. I'll get more of a laugh out of you, but all right, it's cool. I worked on that for hours.
Well, you know, it is offensive to my people, the fellow Franks out there in the world, living probably, but the English accent you did as well.
Your name
like, yeah.
Frank? Like what? Why are Franks your people? Oh, really? Is it?
No.
Yeah, no. So you're a liar. That would have been so beautiful if it was, but god damn it.
No, unfortunately for you, it's James. Maybe I'll add an extra one and I'll go legally change it to Frank just to please you. But
Please do.
I'm probably not going to go and do that. More importantly, though, purchases in. We've got a showstopper for Zipan, which is always a scary prospect, but the operator once again for Brams hasn't had too much impact just yet. It feels like he's been in the wrong place at the wrong time, but this time Angel is gone. And while we talk about the early aggression potentially being a hindrance, and this time that's pretty much all of their smoke's gone.
Oh, Loki. Oh, that's aggressive, but it catches them off guard. That's exactly what they needed. A 4 versus 2 spike down. And Vitality, they're sitting pretty. Great opening start from Loki. Zipan, got to do a few more laps to fit through there.
They want to make sure this one is kept nice and clean, though. They've got themselves the advantages. They won themselves that sort of cheesy pistol, flashy round we wanted to see from Vitality. But now the conversions need to be one that keep this operator in play and maybe build up a few ultimate orbs, because we know for a fact that FPX will always come back stronger. And the fact is, Mitch, 5 rounds already on the attack is not bad for them whatsoever. We are looking
30 seconds
at the space they've garnered. 30 seconds left on the clock. They do look to try and wrap back in, but the fact is there's already being held by Brams. He's ready, waiting, watching with the operator, but he will not connect the shot.
Time is so low at this point, but another shot missed. They're on site, and they're not good for the plant. It's been dropped in the open. This should be the round done, and it is. Jasmine in with the double from above. And again, contributing a lot of that success to Loki's push. Completely caught FPX off guard. 5-4. Vitality come back up on the defensive side. This is looking pretty good in the early stages.
Spike down.
Yeah, I'm liking the way that, again, as said earlier, like, they're not veering away from a lot of these earlier battles, even though they know that there's likely these sort of standard default coming out from FPX. They like to hold a lot of the ground and try and deny space from their opposition. But we saw it with Brams. Like, okay, we know that you like to play mid. I'm not afraid to fight you on it. Now this round, he's going to have a slightly different angle facing into B main. But look at the pace of Zipan. Loki barely even got to pull out any of his utility before his head's already been ripped off.
It's as quick as you like it. And Loki making space in the previous round. He obviously thought, hey, I can do it again, right? Try to reclaim a bit of mid control. Nope. Not a chance. Peeks out, head gone. Vitality. They're geared up now for just one man on each part of the map. It's a fairly spread out defense. They're going to have to stack up and get a bit of information in just a little bit. And I thought that was the nade from Vac, the way he was moving on the mini-map, but no, he's just holding here waiting for something to happen. Can't really get the nade out from there. There's so much utility keeping him back, and it comes in too late. Already players on the side, and Brams again! The shot not going to connect. Zipan makes it down below the site, and there will be an easy plant on that site. This is a tough retake for Vitality with 2 players missing, and Zipan with the op in hand now.
He's been slowly upgrading as the round goes on. Spectre to start, Vandal, and then even dropping that Reaver Vandal, Mitch, in case you're wondering, to pick up the operator. Now he's going to be holding the angle, and there is just no space. He's been let off the leash in this round, and finally, Jesman will put him in his tomb. A peek come out from Xiao, but now it's left on to Vac. We've yet to see this star pop off just yet. We know he has it in him, but this would have to be incredible, and Demasik is just not missing. And I'll be honest, Mitch, I genuinely feel like there were rounds still where Angel just says Zipan go kill. Because in this one, he just blasts pack straight down mid and just takes the round into his hands all on his own.
Oh yeah, 100%. And when you look realistically at Zipan, it's not surprising that those calls are going to be made. Like, I don't know if it's so much people telling him. I think it's him just feeling the space, you know? When you watch him play, you can tell sometimes he knows better what the opponents are doing better than they do at times. It's so fun to watch. The Vitality, they're going in for that operator. Never mind. Is that a replay?
Yeah, I think that might have been. The aggressive peak was a little bit of a bait. They do still have the operator in onto Brams.
No, that was a replay. I don't know what reality we're in right now. Are we in replays, or this is the game live?
Yes.
So they did go for the operator and a peak. Okay, cool. I feel like I'm... What's the Umbrella Academy? I feel like I'm in that TV show. If anyone's seen it, it's great. It's amazing.
I have. It is good.
Yeah.
Well, for the attack in this round again, we see them go for this slower default. Ropes is a position that we always expect FPX to take. That's why a lot of teams will put their trips around that angle. Demasick breaking the cam might actually be more bait than anything else, because if you look at the rest of the team, they're still lurking out, potentially with a hit towards B, but I like the reaction from Vitality. They've taken deep B control. This gives them so much information, but the flashes into heaven, even the fake utility being thrown out, might be enough to pull them, but look at their setup. They're ready and waiting here. Brams, and it's back! He's gonna get 2 with the showstopper. That's the spike down and only 20 seconds to play with. It leaves just Demasick, a 1v5, and little to no hope.
Yeah, 4 kills left to go, the full ace clutch, and it's not looking too likely with 10 seconds left on the clock. That op now holding him down, and I think, Brahms is not having a good game right now, I gotta say. Like, he is getting swung one-tapped by players, missing the op shots. Oh, man. It's, I feel for him, man. I feel for him.
I do wonder if you ever feel the pressure, if your Bram's just like, well, I know Vac's behind me, and I know that he's a pretty damn good operator. But it's just like, it's sort of like, I remember back in the day, it would be like Happy taking the AWP off of Kenny S, and you're just sat there like, why is this happening?
Why have you done that?
Kenny's just like, I'm better than you. Just like whispering in his ear. I'm sure that's not the case. In fact, I know that's not the case. I spoke to Vac. He actually, I don't think he minds the change at all. It gives him a chance to be more aggressive in his plays, take more risks, which, seeing how Brams is playing, that's a lot of risk. But Brams is yet to really find a whole lot with the operator. Definitely had a couple of good rounds, a couple more aggressive peaks working out for them. But this is where the game changes. FPX are fast pushing to B.
That they are. Oh no! Sender, he's on top of the box and it still gets him, man. Boombots can be so annoying at times. You think you're safe. You really do. But no, it finds you. It finds you. Well, Sanders learned that lesson the hard way, losing a lot of his health, but he got the advantages for his team in the first place. FPX wanted a hard push, and instead they've lost 2 players and gotten basically no map control. Sender gets healed fully back up. Well, most of the way, 92, close as you want. Shadow Res, they're going to full commit to this round. They're going in for it already. They're locked out as they go to move up close. Sender seems to be losing some of his hearing as he steps very close to that wall. But he's in trouble. And if they take Heaven here and manage to split up behind, that could be perfect, but it all hinges on Angel being able to get that control. He loves going into ropes, but the read was there. Loki was ready for it, and Jesmond, oh, what a shutdown. All 4 going his way, just spraying, praying, and they all line up.
Yeah, his utility in general this round was spot on. The cages to deny them initially, the cam to make sure that if they tried to go behind the divide and sneak their way into the site, he still had all the information that was necessary to him. Perfectly played from the Cypher. But now they go moving into the attack. And this is where a lot of teams crumble. Having, as said, a decent defense on split, it's not the hardest thing in the world. Maybe for you or I, but for top teams, you'd expect that. Going into the attacking side, I think is going to be difficult, but at the same time, they do have a couple of duelists that can open up rounds. You've got that Jet, you have the Raze as well. The burst potential of this Vitality roster is huge, and I actually think that might be why we're seeing the Omen give you that chance to pick up the pace.
As we start out this pistol round, I gotta say, this is a quicker pace than I expected from Vitality. Look, they're already in spawn, and I think Dimasick was slightly caught off guard by that. Moving in towards Van's shadow down below the rope. He's got a teammate with him, and Loki decides to back off. It's the right call. The wall already used up, and eventually it's going to be broken. Just buys them a little bit of extra time. Loki flashed. Teammate there to trade it out, but Center doesn't get it. 3 players on the ramp. It's all a big bait, and Shadow's falling for it. He's in the corner. He should be dead, but he gets out alive. This is insane. Shao is still alive. He has his heal as well. He's just going to heal him back up. Or presumably, no, he's stuck up in heaven. Doesn't look like that's possible anymore. The push out the site. Right clicks from Sander jumping. Don't land all too much, but Jesmond, he's a hope on the site. He's keeping them alive, leaving Angel to do it all by himself, and as he crunches in towards that spike, Loki quickly peeks and deals with him. Just 20 HP. It's so easy. Just one of those bullets from the classic. We'll do the dirty, do the job. 7-6. Vitality win the pistol.
Yeah, the fairly unorthodox afterplant from them as well. There was a lot of reliance on Jessamine, and I respect the fact that they're willing to do that. Just leave him solo site. Everybody else, your job is hold on to the ramp. Don't allow them to wrap around, and he just basically has to try and stay alive around the elbow, and he does just that. So they take themselves to pistol, a very fast-paced start to the attack, and I wonder if that's something that will continue, because again, the burst potential of their current comp is huge. And while Angel, he's about to come under some serious pressure, still takes Loki with him. No heals to be had in this round, but the site already belongs to the attack, and in fact, again, so does the spawn.
Yeah, Bram's up behind them, ready to take some fights. With the weapons they're up against here, you shouldn't be losing too many players, but already Sender goes down. Brahms on the flank is in a little bit of danger. They're making a lot of steps, but the flash in the open, Shadow there to support his teammates. And luckily his teammates kept him alive because he was about to be killed with a flash in his hands. Two-man advantage. Great shot by Brahms, but look at his HP. He's dead. He's 9 HP. I mean, they're just going to completely overwhelm him. Zipan eventually connecting, and it's closed. That's a massive reverse sweep by FPX to pull that round off and tie it up 7-7. The pistol negated.
Yeah, that was a non-investment round as well. That was them just putting in a few pistols here and there, maybe a little bit of utility. But they didn't buy any SMGs, any Spectres, any shotguns, nothing. That was them basically saving. And I feel like Vitality have almost shot themselves in the foot. Now, in the pistol round, I like the aggressive stance. I like the wraparound. I like that you're willing to take that much control. But when you have the advantage with weaponry, when you have the range advantage versus most of these players, to get up in their face, like, realistically, should we be seeing a classic kill coming out from Shadow? Probably not. And the only reason that happens is because they try and reclaim heaven.
There goes a lot of utility in the early round. They both concussed and smoked and slowed for that orb. It's very, very heavy commitment in the early round, and Shao just got baited so hard by that dashback. Zipan's... Sender going into mid there and walking into a smoke, I'm not sure is maybe the best idea. Oh my, Vitality. They're making some questionable decisions here. 3 players dying without a single trade and doing things that, I mean, necessity wasn't necessarily pushing them to do. I understand Vac was about to get the showstopper, I think. That's why he commits to it, but...
Look at Angel. This is everything. He could get the spike. Look at the position he's taken. If the man goes up the rope, he's basically won this round. It's over. Like, there should be no way that they're going to be expecting him here. It's just genius from Angel to take that control, knowing that Brahms has taken over the site already. And now, well, with the spike under his control, the rest of the team can slowly start to rotate in, surround this man, and he doesn't even need it. Again, think about the amount of rounds that this man has won for FPX almost solely on his own, and it will be the same once again. He's currently 18-9.
Astra's going to be a more passive agent, not for taking fights. But this is what Angel always does. You know, we said the same thing about Brimstone for a long time in the early stages of Valorant. We were like, oh yeah, if you're playing as a Brim, you don't want to go in first on the attacking side. And then, well, the Angel took that and ripped it to shreds. But this is what we're saying, you know, even down to all the different agents you play and how you play them, there's so many different things you can do. 30 agents. Imagine. Things are going to be crazy. I love it, though. I love it. Vitality want to move towards the B side here, and there's a lot of players up in heaven, but it doesn't seem to bother them. Brahms, quick to get one, steps in front of the flash, but now... Okay. Vac is 60 HP. He was vulnerable. He was being sucked into the one spot, but he hits the shot so quickly on the pre-fires they ran out into the open that the side is now theirs. I mean, that kill alone has increased their chances of winning this round by a huge amount. They get the site, they get the plant. Now they just gotta wait.
Well divided.
Oh. We are gonna see the Cosmic Divide thrown in. Loki in a pretty good position, though. Clearing him's not going to be easy. I say that. Demasic just walks through. And that's already one man gone. They're all trapped out from the site as well. They're going to have to try and make a play through. This is Diffuse already coming in, but there's a showstopper. It might be able to stop bullets, but rockets will fly straight through. And now it's left onto Demasic. The second comes up for him. He's looking to try and ace this round, but the time is ticking away. He will find all of the kills, but there's just no time. It's a round for Vitality, but a round as well for Demasic.
Yeah, I'm glad he's got a fan as a knife because he needs to cool off after that one. That was unbelievable. And to not win the round after that kind of performance, hey, at least it's some kind of morale boost for you. So much went Vitality's way in the early round and in the late, and one man just stood in their way. He said no. They couldn't enforce it, but what a beautiful, beautiful attempted clutch. Now, we move to 8-8, tied up on map number 1. And for Vitality, I feel like you feel like you got away with something there. Right? A couple of mistakes made. Overall, the people with a smile on their face after that round will be FPX. But at the end of the day, you've tied it up. Now they've got to do a little bit more with it. They've survived the attacking side of FPX. And in the early stages of this round, look how passive they are being. Hoping that there's going to be some form of movement from that defensive side, that someone's going to overpeak and give them the opportunity. They're being cautious because they know just how important this round can be.
There.
Well, yeah, I think as well, they're starting to become skeptical of the amount of contact plays that are coming in from Vitality. They have been more than willing to just walk into positions and try and take a brawl. And that's where Brams and Vac thrive. That's where those two players pull out some of their best work, is on this pure entry fragging front. Well, speaking of Brams, the Blade Storm invested. Slowly makes its way up mid. It's taken them a long time, though. Think about how fast we were seeing FPX garner this position in the previous half. Well, there's only 35 seconds left for them to make their move.
30 seconds
Make their
left.
move they shall, but yeah, as you said, the clock is definitely against them. Jesmine able to find that opening, the dash into sight. Brams hoping to find someone with the knives, and this is dangerous now. They've given away their position, but he's just going to continue on forward. Look for the guy on sight. Shadow, he's being hunted from every single angle. And with 12 seconds left, it looks like they're going to get this done. The teleport across the site, a safe plant, and the round is just about going Vitality's way. The clock almost their biggest enemy. I mean, if that spike got dropped along the way, it was over and done for. I like the nade and the pull and back sight, but it's not going to get anything. It clears it out at least, or under heaven, I should say. Clears it out. Angel's blind. Vac wants to try and get something done from that corner. He has Sender watching his left with Loki, and they are locking it down together. Brams even comes in for a little bit of an assist. Doesn't get a single kill with his knives, but hey, he doesn't need it.
Yeah, he took a lot of space. I think some of the time, even just being a distraction as a Jet is enough. Like, if you become the focal point with all the sound you're making, a lot of the time the rest of your team can garner that space. I also want to mention as well, again, like, Vitality's afterplant previously, we mentioned how they were heavy on ramp and made sure that they kept that control. Completely different this time. A setup that I don't think FPX are ready for, as they peek into a 3-man crossfire on the site and another retained elsewhere. I like it. They're being dynamic. They're not easy to read either. And by the looks of it, FPX are actually struggling a little bit.
Oh, the pressure is definitely being applied. If anything, I think this is the strongest face of Vitality that we've seen in a long, long time. And questions around these new players and around how the roster would work being answered. Oh, Vac, he almost had it. If he swung, there's a player with his back turned. That could have easily been a kill. The reactive nade to keep them out just in case they're pushing off the info they had, but they're not. It's a much more passive approach from FPX, and I think the wind may be taken out of their sails a little bit in those early engagements. They don't want to play as aggressively because it hasn't been paying off. Although at the same time, I would say that their early aggression has been absent in general in the rounds that they're losing. Maybe it's a change, we'll see.
They also have 4 ults in this round, so I think for any sort of retake, you're going to be set up. Like, you don't really need to take too many risks. And we're going to see the TP into the back of sight, which will give quite a bit of information. Vac straight through the cage, and it's realized by Demasik, there's no way I'm winning this. Just fall back, play for the afterplant. We have everything we need to try and pull this one off, but Jesmine lurking in from behind. Showstopper gone at least, but Angel will trade. And actually, Demasik's going to continue this push forward. They haven't checked for the second man, though. Loki going to go for the risky res, but he pulls it off nonetheless. And Angel, once again, is trying to cling to life. It's left all on to Xiao. He actually has a res of his own. 10 seconds, they'll get the plant down, but it turns to a 2v2.
The res is perfect. The showstopper coming in, but no angle found, and Brams spotted. At least it's information. Xiao, he's made it the Xiao show before. The dash saves the life of Brams as Vac sits towards B main. The defuse being half stuck. He gets it there. Xiao pulls out the gun, ready for one, and hoping to bait the second out. Now sticking it all the way, comes off, and Xiao, he gets it done. FPX, they were down and out of that round, but the Xiao show returns 9-9.
It's truly amazing what this man can do on a consistent basis. It's not been his day so far. In fact, pretty much coming close to doubling his kills in this round alone, but we know the impact that Xiao can have, and well, we know previously, if you look back to his old roster, I suppose, he was in the same sort of role as we see Zipan, like the aggressor, the first man in a battle for basically the early round. Instead, now you see him mostly on a Sova and a Sage, but he's still going to pull out those clutches when needed.
The wall again used. Brams maybe wants to updraft on top of it, but this setup is exactly to counter that, and there you go. Angel ready to take it. You know, I love that setup. It's something that we said just the other day, Tom, when we were commentating, that we saw two players down below, and that's where you're very vulnerable to the updraft play because they can get on the wall, set themselves up. But FPX, they don't make that mistake. A 5v3 now, and it's weaker weapons for Vitality. Again, any sort of engagement they take, unless they've got big numbers advantages, they are going to lose most of the time, and that's exactly what we've seen happen here. Even on head peak angles, you know, you get one shot by a Vandal on that range, not even a Phantom will do it.
Oh, a star placed beside them and a nebula forms from it. There's always the worry when that goes down that you're about to be attacked, but they're patient.
One enemy remaining.
Zhao just left to slow them, and it's the setup. I'm starting to lose count how many quad kills this actually is for Angel at this point. I think it's 3 plus a few 3Ks as well. He has 25 kills, Mitch. Is it safe to say this is the best statistical performance we've ever seen from an Astra?
No. I've played some ranked on it. Yeah, this is unbelievable. I mean, especially versus Vitality. I have said many times in past broadcasts, Tom, oh, this team beat Vitality. That means nothing. You know, I always got tricked into thinking, oh, it's Vitality, and then I remembered that's might as well be a random name. But then this roster, I've got respect for. I think this is a bunch of good players. Sure, Loki and Jessamine, as I said, I need to see more of them before I really make a decision, but I'm loving what we're seeing in this game. It's not an easy one to step up the way Angel had. He has had back-to-back 4Ks to secure 2 rounds, and then ended up in 1vx situations in those 4K rounds. I mean, they are losing. They've probably lost the map by now if he isn't playing as he is. I love this counter wall strat. It's absolutely beautiful, but it doesn't work. Not versus Xiao. A triple kill as he sits up atop his own wall. Oh, no. Sender. He's trying to make something work, pushing out to the side, but man, he's going to need to be huge, and it's not happening for him. Loki all alone. No res to bring a teammate back into this. Jeez, Xiao, come on, man. We talked about he's having a slow game. He had 4 kills coming into round like 19 or 18, and now he's right up there on 9.
That's the nastiest surprise ever, because you think you've got them at this point. You're like, yep, we'll go over the top. They even pop a showstopper with an attempt to try and get the entry, and instead you just have Xiao probably just giggling to himself after that one. And an easy triple for him as they all line up. And for Vitality, the problem is now that was a relatively high investment round. Like, you look at what's currently in, you've got Spectres at best, and Dima 6 already going to hear a lot of utility being popped outside that B site, falling back into quite a passive stance here, waiting for his teammates to be able to rotate in. And still, again, the amount of deep control that Xiao's been able to take, they can be comfortable that there's not going to be a pacey push now into A.
Brams is again going to be the one with these knives that we see pushing up through middle. He has support just to block off those angles from the Cypher. Those stars, they're always annoying. The stun, it activates so quickly, but they still manage to avoid it. Zipan getting up into heaven, has to be worried, but Angel, well, he is just cleaning up that B main push. Or mid push, excuse me. That's, yeah, good night. See, the whole thing there is that it has to be Brams that gets an opening. And instead, and not faulting him specifically, because he moves into heaven, he's looking for engagements, he's trying to take space. But it's Angel coming out in mid that catches myself, and indeed the entirety of Vitality off guard, destroying his support. He has to turn back and fight mid because Angel's just torn them to shreds there. Then his teammates in B main are like, oh, we've got no support anymore. It was really well handled by FPX.
I still remember the sort of the thought in my mind of whether or not like the change, getting rid of Meadow, bringing in Demasik. I was like, really? That seems like a risky play. Nah, Angel's right again, as usual. Demasik is just slamming them just as hard. I almost feel like whose crosshair do they walk into is going to be the one to get the kills. Angel, this is just not an angle you're going to expect. And that's number 30, Mitch. He got the 30 bomb in this map. And instantly looks to reposition for Vitality. You just want to try and avoid this man. He's everywhere. A second insta headshot. Now Zipan joins the show. And they finally get rid of him. But now they're being countered by Utility. They're stuck in the mud. Well, I think this might be the end. We need a hell of a clutch to turn this around.
Yeah, it's got to be big, but hey, Vac is the boy you want in these kind of situations. But he's dealt with. Great flash coming in. Shadow getting his money's worth out of that, and another one pushes Loki off the angle. He still capitalizes. He gets a res out of it as well. Oh, but here comes Daddy Angel, a 3K in this round already, and he's looking to end the run right here and now. Close split out. A res comes in from the defensive side, and Angel's on his way up behind. Bram still to deal with him. 45 HP. Risky time to put down stars, and he's spotted and taken out. Spike retrieved. Bram's on his way towards the A site. He's got time to get there. Sure, there's going to be a little bit of utility in his way. It's not even going to slow him down. The dash does the job, and out to side he goes. 16 seconds. No time to mess around. That plant has to come in now before they get even closer. But with 45 health, it's going to be a tough one, man. They're just going to play this together and look to trade one or two bullets, and it's over and done with. And he swings into heavy traffic, sees one, and presumes the second is there as well. So much time to play with for FPX. They can run this clock all the way, and Shadow, he closes it out. What a game. What a map. FPX 13-9. An astronomical performance coming out from Angel.
Yeah, and he was one of the difference makers. Him and Demasik having a phenomenal performance. Definitely some quiet